Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about keto and a keto diet and what that consists of and what that looks like. And I get questions all the time of, let us see what you eat on a keto diet. I've been on keto on and off for basically a year and a half now. And when I am prepping for a show, it's not a fun keto diet. You still have to be in a caloric deficit in order to lose weight. So it's not like a fun keto diet that I could share with you. But today we're going to go over what it is, what it consists of, things that you can have in your diet, and then we're going to take you on a fun little trip. So what is a keto diet? A keto diet is a diet where you're having very low carbs, moderate protein, and high fat. Your carbs should be less than 50 grams net carbs, which a lot of people get thrown off about. You can have carbs in veggies, but the net carbs are very low in veggies. For example, I had to pull it up here for you guys. If you're having half a cup of spinach, the net carbs of half a cup of spinach is 0.1 carbs, which is basically nothing. Some of the higher ones are things like cauliflower and green beans. Green beans for half a cup is going to be 2.9 net carbs. Again, going back to the keto, you want to make sure that your calories are, this is how the breakdown looks. It's going to be 70 to 75% of your calories are going to come from fats. And then about 20 to 25% of that is going to come from your protein. And then, 5 to 7% is going to come from carbs. So most of your calories are going to come from your fats throughout the day. So that's why your fats are really high, your protein is very moderate, and your carbs are basically, close to nothing. So I've been on keto for about a year and a half. And for me, it was after I was done competing 2016, I gained a lot of weight. And it was my fault completely. It wasn't like my metabolism was shot, even though my metabolism is a little bit slower than most people. It was just because I had gone through a really long prep and I started eating like an asshole. There's no way around that. It's just, a lot of people try to blame it on certain things or blame it on their coach. At no point did I ever blame anyone but myself. And that's what upset me even more, that I had complete control of my diet and I gained 30 pounds after my show. And I had cravings like crazy. So my husband had done keto before and he suggested, why don't you try a keto diet? And immediately after I got on the keto diet, my cravings subsided. So I barely had any cravings. And the reason that you don't have cravings or a lot of cravings when you're on keto, it's because you don't have that crazy insulin spike. When you have carbs, your insulin spikes and then it stays up here for a little bit and then it shoots back down. So that's when you guys have heard the glycemic index chart. It's how your glucose rises over a period of time. So it's like a little line chart. Some foods, your insulin is going to spike, your glucose and insulin are going to spike, and then it's going to shoot down. When it shoots down, your body's craving more carbs to keep that high going. So that's why a lot of us tend to crave things, especially if you're very sensitive to carbs, which I am. I can tell when I have a cheat meal and I wake up the next day like 5 pounds lighter. I mean, not lighter, wow. I wake up 5 pounds heavier. My body's very sensitive to carbs and the keto diet has worked amazing with me. I don't crave a ton of things. And it's the minute that I do get some sort of refeed that I'm like talking myself off a cliff that I want like a McDonald's breakfast sandwich or an apple fritter from Starbucks. Those are like my go-to things. So a keto diet is just going to consist of high fats, which come from avocado, bacon, olive oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, egg yolk, almond butter, any of the butters, grass-fed butter. And it's really easy to be on keto, especially when you're out eating. For instance, last night, Brad and I went out to dinner and it's really hard to get like clean carbs when you're out, like plain white rice at a restaurant or, a plain potato. It's easier for me to get, a burger without bread. I get tossed cauliflower and buffalo sauce. It's just easier for me to keep track of being on a clean keto diet as opposed to a clean, carb-based diet. So some of the things that people know keto for is obviously weight loss. But just know that you still have to be in a caloric deficit when you are on keto and you're trying to lose weight. Second thing is it controls your blood sugar. So again, that glucose spike and drop, it's going to help control that. It's going to help people who are insulin resistant. So type 2 diabetes, a keto diet is great for you. It also increases energy and it normalizes and stabilizes your energy throughout the day. Again, because your body's not doing this with carbs. The keto diet started back in the early 1900s. That sounds so long ago, but it was actually for kids who had epileptic seizures, and they were showing that if you take the carbs and sugars out of their diet, it was dramatically reducing their episodes that they were having. So initially it was just a medical type of diet, and then in the recent years people have started adapting it to a healthier lifestyle and a weight loss tool. Yes, it is great for a weight loss tool, but I'm going to get to why don't just view it as a weight loss tool. It also helps with acne, clearing up your face, and mental focus throughout the day. Again, that just goes back to the insulin spike. Things to be aware of on a keto diet. I have my little notes here for you guys. Be aware that condiments, things that you don't think about that you put on your food might throw you out of ketosis. And the way you measure ketosis is you can actually get the glucose strips, and it'll measure your glucose, and it'll measure, there's also strips for your ketone levels. So you can measure where your ketone levels are to make sure that you're actually in ketosis. So be aware of the condiments that you're adding to your food, or condiments that you're possibly adding to your coffee. Some of us, I am on like my second cup right now, so I make sure that I'm adding, creamer. I can do creamer because that's basically fat-based, but be aware of whole milk. If you're adding whole milk, just Google the nutritional facts on whole milk and how many carbs and sugars are in whole milk. So just be aware of the things that you're adding onto your food, because you think that you might be on keto, but you may not be once you test your actual ketone levels. So those are the things I would watch out for. Also, know that there's going to be a transition period. So if you decide tomorrow, you know what, I'm going to give this keto thing a try, know that it takes your body, depending on how sensitive your body is, it can take upwards to 5 to 10 days for your body to actually go into ketosis. And during that period of time, you might be, a little lightheaded, a little lethargic, you might have a headache, you might feel nauseous, and it's because your body is trying to decipher that it's now going to be running on fats instead of carbs. So there's that little weird switch that is happening in your body where it's trying to adjust, basically. So give it time to adjust. Don't give up on the keto diet just because you feel like shit the first week. It's just going to take a little time to adjust. Also, during that time, if you do feel a little nauseous, lightheaded, have a headache, make sure that you're taking in a ton of electrolytes and staying hydrated, because that'll actually decrease those types of symptoms from the keto flu. There's also things that you can take, there's supplements that you can take that have ketones in them that are supposed to help you go into ketosis faster. So you guys can kind of look into those that might help the process and speed up the process a little bit better. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about regarding the weight loss part of keto, I don't like going into a keto diet or explaining a keto diet when it's just a diet. I don't want people to view keto as just a tool to lose weight. Yes, it's great to lose weight. Again, you still have to be in a caloric deficit, but I don't want people to view it as a diet, and I'll tell you why. The minute that you start thinking in your head, oh man, I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't indulge in this, my breads, if you start looking at it as the things you cannot have, you're never going to succeed on a keto diet, because that's always going to be in the back of your head of the things you can't have. Look at keto as a lifestyle, because that's what it is for a lot of people. Also, if you're on keto and then decide it's not for you, don't just start eating the same amount of carbs that you were taking in, prior to jumping on a keto diet, because your body now doesn't know how to process carbs as efficiently as it did before. So you might gain a little weight. So if you decide to transition off of keto, always, lower the fats a little bit and, introduce carbs again a little bit, and just slowly start to kind of reverse diet into taking carbs back into your body. So don't look at it as a diet. Look at it as a lifestyle. Look at it, all the things that you're going to be gaining from this diet: more energy, mental clarity, possible weight loss, your skin might clear up. There's a lot of pros to getting on a keto diet. Some of my dogs are on a keto diet. Bruce, Helen, and Walter have slowly transitioned. We have not transitioned Francis. Bruce has had cancer twice in the last 4 years, and we spoke to Keto Pet Sanctuary, and they gave me a breakdown of how to put Bruce on a keto diet. So he's been on a keto diet for almost 2 years now. Helen she's been getting really itchy lately, so we figured it was some sort of food allergy. So we've switched her now to a keto diet, And Walter, we're just going to slowly transition all. Walter was gaining a lot of weight from the kibble. So we're like, that's not normal for a dog that's that active to be gaining weight off of basically 3 cups of food a day. And he's a big dog, so we're slowly transitioning him too. So the last one is Mr. Wiggles. We're going to transition him probably in a month, and then all of them will be on a keto diet. But again, it's a lifestyle, guys, and it's not for everyone. You know, some people can process carbs really easily and do great on it and function really well, and some people don't. So, you know, play around with the keto diet and see if it works for you and take it from there. But I've seen great results from it. I don't crave things. I can honestly go, you know, months without having a cheat meal because it's not something I crave. So, you know, do your own research. There's actually, I'm gonna grab this book for you guys. This one, and yeah. And a back. 2 of my favorite books. This one completely, I read this one about a year ago. I was pissed by the first chapter. I was upset by the first chapter of, you know, things that happen to your body internally when you do take carbs in. After reading this, I was like for sure sold on that I wanted to make this a lifestyle. And this one kind of goes into the basics of what, you know, keto is, and it gives you some recipes in the back. So definitely pick these 2 books up if you're thinking about getting into a keto diet, just so that you can do your own research. I know it's really hard sometimes when you're online and you Google something and it's like 30,000 articles on keto, pros and cons, and don't do it, and yes, it's great, and it'll fuck up your metabolism. There's so many things that come up that it's kind of overwhelming, the amount of information that comes up when you Google something. So just take your time, do your research, see what works for you. And I always say with any, before you start any sort of diet, also, look into doing the resting metabolic rate test, so you can see where your macros should be, how many calories you need to be at to sustain, and how many calories you need to be at in order to lose weight or gain or whatever the case is. So get that resting metabolic rate done, and then you can kind of figure out what your calories and macros should be for the day. But I hope this video was helpful. Next, I'm going to take you guys to DK's Donuts in Santa Monica. Terrible person to shop with because Brad does all the shopping, so I can't find anything. Sausage omelet. All right, guys, we are here at DK's Donuts in Santa Monica. They're located on Santa Monica Boulevard and 16th Street. And this is May. Hi. We have known each other since high school, so I'm not going to say how many years that is because it's going to age us, but a really, really long time.
Like yesterday.
Right, totally. We just graduated last year. Her family has owned this now for
38 years.
38 years. So this donut shop has been here for 38 years. And recently, how many years ago did you take it over?
5.
5 years, and she's literally created a monster of it. Just take a look at all the beautiful donuts that she's created and her team. They all work so hard. Literally, this place never closes. It is open 365 days a year. You guys never close.
Ever.
It blows. I don't get it either. So we today are going to create something very special. We're going to create keto donuts. And a few years ago, when I reached out to May about doing protein donuts, I supplied her with some protein powder, and she's been selling them ever since.
Yeah.
So, and they do fairly well?
Yes, people come in for the protein donuts. We make them with our red velvet batter, and it has 5 to 9 grams of protein in each donut. So people will come in and have it before a workout, they'll have it post-workout, they'll have it just because they don't feel as guilty.
Right.
But it's, we here at DK's Donuts, we have something for anyone. And whether it be a donut with bacon on it, or you want a, fruity pebble donut, or even if you want just a classic hot glazed donut, we have that for you as well. So luckily Stephanie is, she's educating me on different donuts that the bodybuilding community and fitness community might like, and I'm always trying to find out what people want to eat, and thus have it here for you guys available 24 hours a day.
I think recently, as I spoke about earlier, the keto diet has taken off a lot recently because it's an easy way to lose weight. And when people ask me what my keto diet is, when I'm getting ready for a show, it's not exciting like this, like making keto donuts. But when I'm off season and I'm still keto, I get to have fun things like bacon and cheese and things like that. So I started Googling recipes for a keto dessert or keto donut, and it came up. And so I shot her a message. I was like, hey, have you ever made a keto donut before? And she said that some people had actually asked for keto donuts. So we're gonna make that today and see how good it tastes. Because if it tastes decent enough, we might be able to throw it into the display case.
Yes.
Okay, so wish us luck. I am not a baker. I actually suck at baking, cooking, anything. So she's pretty much gonna lead this, and I'm just gonna be here to follow.
Or I may make her my guinea pig and see how she does in the kitchen. That'll be fun too.
I want all of the things.
All right, so today we've got the keto donuts, and we're gonna look through our ingredients to make sure we have everything that we have. So we have almond flour. This is Bob's Red Mill. This is actually like a really good brand. So we didn't have erythritol, but instead we have
It's called xylitol.
xylitol. Why are these sounding like
I know.
pharmaceutical drugs?
The xylitol though, guys, like remember how we talked about the glycemic index chart? Usually regular sugar will be in like the 50s range. With xylitol, it only goes up like 5 or 6. So your spike on an insulin level is very low with xylitol. So if people are diabetic, this would be a great substitute for that. So xylitol is awesome, and there's no like weird aftertaste. Since I couldn't find the erythritol. I know it does sound.
It's a pharmaceutical weird thing. Okay, and then we've got
Baking powder.
Baking powder. We got that
Yep.
here.
Okay. We have cinnamon,
Cinnamon's right here.
sea salt, butter.
Salt, butter.
Yeah, we have
We got-
two forms
we
of
got
butter.
2 forms of butter.
All right, sweet. Vanilla extract.
Vanilla extracts right here.
Sweet. Almond milk.
Almond milk.
All right.
unsweetened.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna preheat the oven to 350 degrees
Okay.
and grease a donut pan well.
Sweet.
So we have 2 donut pans here.
Okay.
Let me preheat it.
So it's very minimal ingredients that you need, and this is something that I've made at home a few times, and I've kind of played around with the different ingredients to see what tastes best. And the last time I made it at home, I only ate 1 donut, and Brad ate the rest. So even though he can basically eat anything he wants, hold on, look at that thing. Holy, look at the size of that thing. They don't play around here at DK's.
We don't play.
Yeah, so let's throw all the dries in.
Let's make a double dose.
Okay. All right, so it'd be 2 cups of almond flour. So let's open up
Okay.
that bad boy.
Baking is almost like chemistry. 2 cups. All right.
All right, half a cup of the xylitol.
Okay, half a cup.
Yeah, because teaspoon's very tiny. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
2
So,
teaspoons.
Yeah, so that's definitely a lot less than that.
Let me grab it.
Okay. Baking has to be exact. Oh, fuck it. Throw it in there. That's my motto.
Gotta put your math thinking
I
cap
know.
on.
God.
Okay.
Literally, it's going to be like a pinch of salt, which I got way too much of.
Okay.
You can just keep that salt here for future references.
Okay.
Probably a little more. That's good. So when you're baking, the dry goes into one container and the wet goes into the other container. So now we're going to do all of the wet product. That melt? Okay. So butter.
Okay.
Delicious butter.
Butter.
The 3 eggs, throw them in there.
All right.
Half a cup of unsweetened almond milk. The vanilla extract.
Olive.
Yep.
Time to mix it up.
Let's do it. I'm surprised you haven't made alcoholic infused donuts yet.
We have.
You have?
Yeah.
When? Why wasn't I invited?
We made a Bailey's and cream
That's what made me think of it.
with like we add a little bit of Hennessy to it for this like half donut
Ooh.
for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
You don't have like a white girl wasted like Tito's and soda donut?
We can make one and name it after you too.
Alright. Slowly start mixing it in.
Done. All those hard times at the gym.
I know. This is exactly
very moment.
Except people with bigger arms can't move them for that long because they're so heavy.
There's just too much muscle.
I know.
mass.
Just like I tried kickboxing.
Okay.
The worst fucking experience ever. My arms, after like 20 minutes, I could not keep my arms up.
It's a hell of a workout though.
Do you think the consistency is too watery?
A little.
Should we throw something else in there?
No, we'll just try it.
Okay. She has faith.
I have faith in our measurement skills.
Alright.
Okay, let me grab some spray.
I'm not made for this shit. Am I doing this right?
Yes. Well, there's another instrument we use. It's like a scraper looking thing.
Oh, the spatula thing?
Yeah.
Which reminds me of a film that I watched once upon a time. Two girls in one cup.
Oh, God. This is the keto version of that.
This is the keto version. It's so terrible. Like cheddar and bacon together.
We
It's
could
really
do
good.
a cheddar bacon on top of the keto donut.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Like a cheddar bacon.
Okay.
We'll make the cinnamon butter.
Right.
We'll do
And
a
then the
coconut
coconut
one.
flake. Okay.
Coconut flake. I'm not too sure what else. Name some things
we
to
can
better
do
keto.
we can do pistachio.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. So just on one. We'll do that one as a cinnamon. And then
We got whipped cream.
oh, that's
Do it.
true. That smells so good.
What?
Yep.
Because it's butter and sugar.
If it doesn't smell good, I don't want it. So we have the bacon, then we have pistachios, coconut flakes, and then our kind of glazers. So this one's a coconut butter and sweetener, and this one is butter, cinnamon, and sweetener. So this is the only one that I used actually when I was at home because I don't have all these fancy things. But since we're fancy here at DK's, we're gonna make 4 different toppings for you guys. So.
And I wish I could make more. So the keto donuts are out of the oven, and what we noticed was that you know, they're a little bit moist, amazing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna top them with different keto friendly items such as cheddar cheese and bacon. So how many carbs are in one keto donut?
Roughly 4 to 5 grams of carbs. So that's like close to nothing. Usually, depending on how sensitive someone is to carbs and being on a keto diet, usually around 7 to 8 grams of carbs will throw you out of ketosis. So these are like in the perfect range. So
Perfect. Okay.
guys, look how nice that one came out. That's the cheddar bacon. Yay! Ooh.
Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. And guys, this was the one that was just the cinnamon, butter, and sweetener. So this is gonna taste really fucking good.
Could have also done one just in like cinnamon sugar.
Okay. On your page or? But these donuts have 4 to 5 grams of carbs per serving. 4 to 5 grams of carbs, so that's like nothing. So all the toppings that we used here today are also keto friendly. We used cheddar bacon is one of them. It's a cheddar bacon one.
And then we're gonna have Sam be the judge. This coconut one
Okay.
first. Here, give it to you.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right, here
Cheers.
we go. Cheers.
And blueberry. Yes.
It's honestly, when you're on keto and you don't get to really have bread, like this does it for me.
This hits the spot. It's not too
like,
sweet.
Yeah, it's really, it's subtle. The breading is kind of like, it's almost like a muffin.
Yeah.
That's what the consistency of it.
Yeah.
Just shaped into a donut.
Yeah. I really like it. And I love coconut, so.
Oh, fan.
It's really good. Like, if you're gluten free, can you eat this?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Gluten free. You can.
It's paleo too, right?
Love this. Because this tastes really good.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Yeah. Because it's what makes it gluten free is going to be the flour, and it's almond flour, and it's gluten free. We use gluten free almond flour and gluten free baking soda. So
Yeah.
this one kind of fell apart on me.
Okay. It's just so fresh and nice. Okay, this is the one.
Cheddar bacon.
Looks like-
This is my favorite. Hands down.
Oh my god, it's so good.
But I like cheese and bacon together. You can't go wrong with that.
Wait, is avocado keto?
Yep.
What if we put avocado on it?
We can put all the
We can put avocado on it.
call it the Cali.
The Cali.
So California.
So Cali, just put avocado on everything.
Yep.
Alright.
I'm not a fan of pistachios.
I wasn't really a fan.
Yeah.
I don't think it mixed well with the keto.
No.
Okay.
So we'll have to pass on that.
Let's have you try the bacon one. You eat bacon, right? Really good, right?
It's super soft.
Whoa.
I'm digging the consistency.
That bacon tastes so good.
See?
Oh,
What did I tell
hold
you?
on. That's really good bacon.
The bacon here
In
is
the
like on
recap,
point.
babe.
Not stage either. Like, I just came here for fun.
We don't even know who this guy
Yeah,
is.
you don't even know who I am. This is really good.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, we just need the coconut one, right?
Yes, that is.
Cheers to you guys. Oh.
Dude, the coconut. I like the bacon cheddar one, which doesn't look very pretty now, but it's like I like the bacon cheddar one, and I like this one.
Yeah, I think those two are the best ones.
Yeah.